Good morning everyone, and thanks for joining me here. I have a little wake up sequence prepared just to make sure you can start motivated into the day, warm up the body, warm up the brain, and let's hop on your mat and get started. So feel free to grab a blanket, any kind of blanket is fine, or you can even use a pillow. It's good to sit on something just to elevate the hips a bit above the knees for our little settling in here in the beginning. So you might want to close your eyes to start with, or you can have the gaze slightly in front of you on the floorboard, just so we can rest the eyes, the gaze. So if you feel fine closing the eyes, close them here now. Have your hands on your knees or on your thighs or in your lap. We just begin with settling into the physical body. So like I said, you might have just crawled out of bed, so you might feel a bit stiff, so feel into the spine first thing. Try to start at the sitting bones and then move to the sacrum, the lower back. Feel this little natural curve here towards the belly, moving further up the spine, the upper back. Again, this little curve at the neck, and then lengthening through the crown of the head. So you might even grow a couple of centimeters, a couple of inches taller. Once the spine is nice and long, relax the shoulders. Imagine a little weight in your elbows. Relax the fingertips. And then find some softness here in your legs as well. So hips and thighs, calves, feet, everything should be relaxed. From there we immediately switch towards our breath. So just take a couple of nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. If you're familiar with belly breathing, you might switch that on now, breathing deep into the belly, just to ground ourselves here in the morning. But if not, that's completely fine. Just see if you can find a bit more length through inhalation and exhalation. Also becoming aware of the little sensations here the breath creates. So every time we inhale, we have this nice lifting in the chest, almost lengthening more through the crown of the head. Exhale, we relax the shoulders, we soften through the legs. So every inhale lifts us, a new opportunity. Every exhale grounds us further in ourselves. So just take 2 more rounds of breath here. In to lift, exhale to ground. And last round here. Inhale and exhale. And this is when we might start to rotate the shoulders slightly. Inhale to lift the shoulders, exhale, draw them back and down. You can stay with your eyes closed for this. Inhale to lift, exhale back and down. Inhale, lift, really squeeze them up towards the ears. Exhale, back and down. And then we slowly blink the eyes open, but leave the gaze still soft. If we're going to reach the fingertips out to the side, inhale, palms up. Big stretch here through the whole sides of the torso. Exhale, palms down. Really, as if you're pressing down on something. Big engagement. Spread your fingertips. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. Coming into a little side stretch here. Inhale, over to the left. Reaching through the fingertips. Chest is open, so we're not collapsing forward with the shoulders. So nice and open. Really grounded through the right hip here. We'll move into a little flow. Exhale. We're going to reach the fingertips forward. Really enjoy the stretch here in the back of the body. Neck is nice and long. And inhale over to the right. Again, open chest. Shoulders are relaxed. Maybe a little internal rotation with the pinky finger, just to demand the rotation of the shoulder here. And again, exhale, walking back through, back over to the left side. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, walking forward, maybe even further, really stretching here through the whole back. And inhale over to the left. Bringing both fingertips up, reaching tall, and exhale, we're going to spread the fingertips and we're going to go behind the shoulders. So really pull the pinky fingertips back. Landing behind the buttocks, we find a nice opening in the chest. So almost slightly squeezing the shoulder blades together here. Imagining you're pinching a pencil, or you're going to try to hold something in between the shoulder blades, but we also still have this engagement in the fingertips, so they're nicely spread. We're pressing into the pinky finger, into the thumb. And then tuck the chin towards the chest. A little warmer for the neck. Nose comes over to the left. Big stretch here in the neck. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. Coming back, chin to chest via the center, over to the right. Warming up the neck here. Slowly coming back into the center. Holding for one more breath here. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, gaze maybe comes up if okay for the neck. Then counter stretch. And then we slowly release the arms, maybe give the shoulders a little rotation here. And we find our way into a tabletop. So move your blanket to the side. Swing the legs around. Tabletop here. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Really spread through the fingertips, a little bend in your elbows, couple of cat-cows here. Inhale to drop the belly, gaze forward, chest shines forward. Exhale, we tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest, pressing into the tops of the feet. And keep it moving in your own breath. Inhale to stretch the front, exhale to stretch the back. Always remembering breath comes first and then the movement follows. Let's take 2 more here. Really pressing away from your foundation. Enjoying this nice little warming up of the shoulders, of the hips. And the last one, we come back into the center and we walk the fingertips slightly forward, rotating the index and thumb slightly forward, elbow creases forward. Tuck the toes under and we slowly peel the hips up into our first downward facing dog. So big bend in your knees to start. We really want to focus on the length from the hands to the tailbone rather than having the heels on the ground and rounding. So big bend here in your knees. Maybe you want to pedal the feet left to right to start with, just so we can ease into the pose here. Then bringing the gaze forward, we're going to lift the left foot up, staying level through the shoulders, and then bend the left knee. We're going to step the left foot forward, coming into a low lunge. So feel free to take your time here. Maybe you just land here and you slowly have to creep the foot forward. That's completely fine. Once we're there, make sure the knee is not further forward than the ankle, and you can have the right toes tucked under or extended, up to you. Here always a good option as well to maybe double up on your mat or use your blanket again in case you're sensitive on your knees. Just gonna press into the left foot, come up into our low lunge, really pressing into the ball of the left foot, into the right knee, and find the scissoring action of the thighs moving towards each other. Basically everything hugs in the midline. Engage your core, and once we found our balance, reach the fingertips up, relax the shoulders, opening through the chest, tucking the tailbone slightly under. Just one breath here, super strong legs. Exhale, fingertips down, tuck the tailbone, tuck the right foot under in case it was untucked, and back into downward facing dog. Again, a little pedal here, and then lift the right foot. Same thing here, level through the hips before we bend the right knee, stepping forward on this side. Lowering down onto the left knee, again using a little propping up in case we need it. Coming up, engaging those thighs, so really pulling it all together Engage the core, tailbone under, fingertips up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders. Maybe you feel a bit fancy here this morning. Gaze comes up to you. And then exhale. Everything rains back down. And this time we're gonna step crazily the left foot forward into our forward fold Uttanasana. A big bend in your knees here to start with. Relax the head down, relax the shoulders down. It's nice always here to walk a little bit left to right. Give the lower back a nice little stretch. Such an awesome posture, just to stretch the whole back of the body. Inhale, we find our way into a halfway lift. Hands can be on your chins, kneecaps or thighs, up to you. Make sure you're long through the crown of the head, into the sitting bones. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and we bend the knees again, fold back forward. This time, root to rise, press into the feet, slowly start to peel up. Taking your time here so you don't get dizzy. Bring your fingertips up by your side. Reaching up, and exhale through the midline, we fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift, your version. Exhale, we plant the palms and we walk, step or jump the feet back into a plank pose. So coming here into plank. If that doesn't suit you, always the option to come onto your knees, just to take it a bit easy this morning. You might even want to rock a little bit to stretch the calves. Also a little stretch here. Holding for one breath. And then we're going to lower down onto the knees all together, untuck the toes. And with the elbows close to the body and the core engaged, we're going to lower down on a big exhale. Oof. Press into the hips, inhale. Baby cobra, neck is long, so gaze is down, so we're not looking up and crunching through the neck. Exhale, press into the palms, tuck the toes under, and we are tabletop, downward facing dog. 2 deep breaths here, in and out. Always the option to maybe take a big exhale out through the mouth to let go of any kind of tension. And gaze comes back forward. Once again, we're going to lift the left foot off the ground. Step the left foot forward. This time we stay high. Pivot on the back foot. Cartwheel the arms open. Warrior 2. Left knee is not further forward than the ankle. Front foot is in line with the inner arch of the back foot. The shoulders are relaxed. And we are nice and straight, so we're not leaning forward or back. Nice line, crown of the head, hard pelvis. Gaze can come over the left fingertips here. Super strong starting into the day. Inhale, we flip the front palm, big rainbow, peaceful warrior. Exhale, coming back forward, reaching through the left fingertips, both sides of the torso are long. Gonna bring the left arm onto the thigh, swoop the back arm through. Big side stretch here. Make sure you're not completely collapsing here on your left arm. A little bit of weight stay in the right leg as well. We're opening through the chest. Gaze can be up, straight ahead or down, whatever fits good in your neck. Really reach through the right fingertips. Maybe for the last breath here, we're going to flower the arms open, really depending on our core strength. Bear with me, little smile maybe. Maybe a bigger one. And then the gaze comes back with the front foot, coming back into our warrior 2, straighten through the left leg, turn out the right toes, warrior 2 on this side. Again, alignment of the feet should be already perfect, shoulders should be relaxed. With feast warrior looking forward to the day. Inhale, flip the front palm, big rainbow, really lengthen through the right side. And then slowly and smooth, exhale, back into warrior 2. Reaching the right fingertips forward, onto the right thigh, swooping the left arm through. Again, making sure we really open through the chest. So we are not crunching with the shoulders down, open, open, open. Engage your core so we're not collapsing on the right elbow. And length with the crown of the head. Sometimes the head just hangs down or stands up. See if you can find this extension through the spine. Neck is always an extension here. Maybe last breath, we're gonna flower the arms open. Little smile again, or a bigger one. Wiggle the fingertips. Having fun here. And then pressing into the front foot, warrior two. Relax your shoulders and cartwheel. Back down, stepping the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Maybe a little check in here how your dog feels compared to the first attempt we did a bit earlier. And then lift the heels, bend the knees, slowly lowering down onto the ground. Move the feet to the side, come into a seat. This is where our blanket might come in handy once again. You can sit on it if you know that you're quite tight in your hamstrings. Always a good option to have a blanket or a pillow or cushion nearby. And I also start with bent knees because we want to make sure we're going to hinge forward from the hips. So we're not rounding forward, putting pressure on the lower back and the upper back. Really want to find this hinging forward. So take your time. You might even want to bring your hands on your hips and start to feel how you almost slip off your blanket. So really right on the edge. And then hinging forward. Your feet are engaged, toes towards the ceiling, and then we found our edge. We bring the palms forward and breathe. Always taking an inhale to lengthen a bit more through the spine, and exhale maybe to go further, but be really mindful. So there's no need to overstretch. We just want to feel a bit of stretch here in the back of the legs. If you want more, you can always start to unbend your legs basically and straighten them slightly. A nice little bonus for the neck is when you take your chin towards the chest, so increasing the stretch in the back of the neck. Nice little internal posture at the end of the class. Take one more breath here. And slowly walk the fingertips back up. Move the bum forward. And our way onto our back. All hip stretch here. So bring the right foot across. And you can have the left foot on the ground, or you can start to lift the left leg off the ground. Find an engagement in the right ankle just to protect the right knee. Otherwise, the tension in our right hip just moves straight into the knee. And then you can just stay like this, or you can have your hands behind the left thigh. But if that causes you to lift your shoulders, I recommend you to just leave the leg hovering, because we don't want to create any more tension here in the neck. We try to release tension and create more. So keep breathing. One more breath here into the right hip, maybe even using the hand to slightly press into the hip. Or you can even move the legs further towards the left side. And slowly coming back, unraveling and switching sides. Right foot on the ground, left foot crosses the thigh. Again, maybe staying here if you can already feel a lot in your left outer hip. Otherwise, lifting the right foot off the ground. Again, you can hold behind the thigh, in front of the chin. Really up to you here. Maybe using your hand to slightly press into the left thigh. 2 rounds of breath here into the outside of the left hip. Such an awesome stretch. Remembering this bit of engagement here in your left foot, your left ankle. And we slowly release. Wiggle the feet and the knees together. Bring the arms out into a T shape or a cactus shape, whatever suits you here better. And then we're going to bump the hips just slightly over to the right. Let the knees fall over to the left. Last little twist. So awesome for the digestive system, all the organs. And you can close your eyes here, or you can look over to your right hand if you want to integrate another neck stretch. And keep breathing deep down into the belly in this one. Really supports the little twist here. And one more breath into the belly. Using the exhale to engage the core. Bring the knees back up into the center. Wiggle the hips over to the left. Same on the other side. Knees together. Fall over to the right. Again, you can look up. Close your eyes. Look over to the left hand. Whatever feels right here. Biggest reminder, really just breathe deeply. That's our little helper in every situation. And here it's even the digestive support. So one more deep inhale into the belly. And exhale to come back up. You can bring your knees into the chest if you want to give your lower back a last little massage if you're someone who's quite prone to any tension there. Otherwise, we're going to wiggle our way straight into Savasana, the most important posture here. So extend your arms, your legs, and then just close your eyes. We do 2 or 3 rounds of a nice cleansing breath before we move completely into our Savasana. So I want you to breathe into the nose and out through the mouth. So really letting go of anything that might worry you here this morning. So into the nose and out through the mouth. And 2 more like this. Into the nose, out through the mouth. And 1 more into the nose and out through the mouth. And then the option to just stay here as long as you've got time, or as long as you want. Savasana really the part of our yoga practice to take the time to implement all the benefits we created into the system. So I'm going to say goodbye here now. I'll take my thumbs towards my third eye, towards the center of my eyebrows. We always want to take this last part of our session to show some gratitude. Gratitude towards ourselves for showing up, carving out the time to use yoga as our tool to reconnect body, mind, and breath. And gratitude towards each other for sharing this practice. I'm deeply grateful that you joined me here this morning, and I hope you've got the most amazing day ahead of you. Namaste.